Hello, ladies and Germans. This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
And today, guys, of course, is Steel Division because you hear that lovely Canadian's voice, which means they're going to be playing, well, a 1v1 ranked, it looks like, on St. Mary Glees.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it, Rang.
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have Lord Agion, whatever. He's playing Commando deck. And on the right-hand side in red, we have Lenny as the 21st Panzer Division.
Now, you were kind of teasing me a little bit. That was rubbing my hands together about this entire matchup for the while we were doing all these other casts. Before this, why were you thinking that in this case? You got to tell me.
Okay, so like Commando Division, this is Commando Division map right here. You got a town, you got a big town. It's an important town, especially against like a deck that isn't so infantry focused. It's gonna be a good town fight for Lord Agion, and covering the flanks isn't too hard either, as you got good forest lines, you got good defensive points, and no man's land to set up, so you can just easily defend it. You're at the same. Okay, he doesn't even have AT guns, if I remember, but you know Sherman on either flank is usually pretty decent to hold it. At least.
Vielfachwerfer.
Oh, and that's what I was also going to mention. That's what he needs, Lenny. He needs those German Katyusas to just pound. Russian Katyusas would be a completely different thing. They
That's
wouldn't be
redundant
armored, to
for
be
one,
fair.
but yeah.
Exactly. But with the German Katyusas, he can just stun up that town and then move through, hopefully. But nonetheless, the horses off and the race is beginning.
Indeed, indeed. And I think the thing I was going to make the comment about for the 21st is that despite the fact that this town is so huge, and despite the fact that it seems that the English can go and cover the flanks so simply, Germans just as well can also pound through those flanks and get around to the side.
And really, the side is how the Germans want to be playing. I mean, look at this northern side of town.
Hand-to-hand combat.
Yep. And the tank busters are gonna win because free submachine guns. You don't get in a CQC fight with Panzergrams. And look, we've got a bombing run off the start.
Oh no, there's a Hellcat in the first place already. Yeah, he already hit that higher up the 222s as well as that half track. Oh no, two 222s.
And that is definitely that's a pretty good play because he can use that thing to strafe his round. I believe it's a pretty cheap unit. If I can actually bring up the stats card.
Yeah, I want to say 160.
It's 200.
Oh, it's 200. Okay, I thought it was cheaper than that.
Never mind. I thought it must have been the Wildcat bomber, not the Hellcat. Even though it does say Hellcat. Nonetheless, he did a pretty decent job of stunning up that force. And, well, the main thing is Agion has the town. If he has this town, he's in a pretty good spot for the match.
That's true, but we already see the first shotgun coming out from the Vielfachwerfer. It is a little far back, but he is claiming a couple of kills already.
Yep. I mean, he's got some of the suppression at the same time as far as Lenny. I wouldn't even touch that town until B phase, as Panzer Grenadiers aren't going to be enough to clear it. He needs Pioneers to come on through and try to do the job. And as you can see, getting closer to Commando assaults, he's just going to dissipate underneath the British SMG fire.
True. And the lovely caress of those satchel charges.
Yo, look up north. We got 222s breaking through. This is one of the great things about 21st Panzers. That A-phase tank play is now awesome because it's a bunch of really good light vehicles that are pretty niche and a bit gimmicky, but they work, especially against commandos who don't have that much in terms of vehicle or anti-tank firepower. These 222s can run around, have a good time. And just as long as it's not a Sherman, which there is a Sherman now, they can just do what they want.
That is true, but even then, Lenny has got himself a 56-44 already. Not even really moving in the south. He still controls a huge swath of area.
Yeah, just by having the vehicles, yeah. Because all we have is that one recon unit, and that does not claim ground. If we had a single infantry unit or anything from Agion, it'd be a little bit more different in that southern flank.
I do want to make a quick call. That scout unit to the north has just been dropping smoke like crazy. He does not want to lose that. He loses that, he has zero idea what's on his northern flank.
And that's good use of smoke right there. Saved his ass from the 222.
At least for the moment. The other 222 is going to start unloading on him in any moment. Nope, maybe not. Okay, he can't see them. He's just barely inside those trees.
They don't have they have pretty bad optics capability, and it's also
that is true.
A 4-man. Well, it's a 2-man squad now, but it's 4-man size, so he is going to be able to, just as long as he doesn't shoot, he should be fine.
Other DD tank, by the way, gets called on to the south.
Yep.
So Agion is definitely grasping, I'm not going to say at straws per se, but he's reaching for every last bit of weaponry that he's got.
Yep. And he only got like a maximum of 4 DD tanks in A phase. Well, only 4 DD tanks. Like, I mean, 4 DD tanks is quite a bit. But he doesn't really have much else throughout, especially B phase, where it hurts in terms of economy. So trying to keep his Shermans alive and covering the flanks is going to be important. In A phase, they're going to rock the road, as there's not much in terms of anti-armor they have to worry about. And I don't know, these 222s are pretty well hidden. I think he's just going to rate and maybe try and like flank around. That'd be cool. Never mind.
Well, never mind.
I thought the other one could maybe...
He's not going to either.
Oh!
He's going to engine stall.
Get... Maneuver.
Also, rockets going after the Wielfachwerfer, but Ju-87's going on in.
Whoa, I do love that.
Oh my god, they're going after that Sherman. Guys, if they hit that Sherman...
It's going to be enough to stun it up at least. I don't think the 222 is going to be able to get the kill right now. No, yeah, we got the bombing runs going. Oh! That's gonna be a good suppression at least, but the Sherman is now on the move. And he is going to be falling back. Yeah, the 222 is also suppressed, so he isn't going to be able to take advantage of that situation, unfortunately.
Okay, we also talk real quick that we have the triple LRCs coming on into the boys' anti-tank rifles, finally seeing some play here.
Yeah, it was definitely like a panic buy. Yeah, 100% panic buy. Because I'm actually surprised he even took the Morrises in his deck, because, I mean, maybe
I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it this way. The 21st Panzer early on is not a heavy division. Hell,
Fair point.
In Phase B, it's still not really that heavy of a division.
Fair point. I guess an anti-tank rifle against when you're facing such, say, like, you know, 222s.
15, 20 millimeters of armor, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely worthwhile.
Now, unfortunately, that falling back, since he was behind enemy lines, he's going to get a much, much lower suppression recovery here, and that's going to be his downfall.
Especially when you got 3 boys anti-tank rifles now aiming on top of you.
Can we talk about this real quick? The boys anti-tank rifle, oh boy, by the way.
Oh boy.
But, the boys anti-tank rifle, that thing, geez, 1915, 1916, I want to say? And still being used. Guys, that is shocking.
I think it's more 1930s, Colin.
Oh, 30s? Oh, no. It was back in, oh, could it be that late? What am I thinking of then?
Well, are you thinking Tankover? Because really the first anti-tank rifle was 1918 with the M1918.
I wonder what I'm thinking of then. Definitely possible. I could be completely wrong. Again, folks, unless you don't know this already, Rangu makes his living right now handling beautiful, beautiful artifacts from way back when.
Yeah.
I would defer to him on this one.
But nonetheless, we do see a Panzer IV go down, so this Morris Sherman combo it's working. It's actually working. Because they can spot everything, and the Morrises can stun up, especially with the boys anti-tanks. So, the Sherman's going to be able to just back them up afterwards. So it's like a mother duckling bringing out her baby duckies to the firefight.
Definitely a charming idea right there. We are going to see what used to be the workhorse tank for this deck, the 35S coming on in. I don't think he's going to be enough to stem the bleeding, though. No,
I mean, Sherman, he has no chance. No chance. And, I mean, okay, he's getting some Stukas to try and stun him up. And he's going to stun Morris's, but the Sherman's going to be pretty fine afterwards. It's a shame that he can't get, like, a Pack 40 or, like, one of those anti-tank. You know, the Pack 40 on the back of the French half-track. As that would work really well against Sherman. But unfortunately, what I'm trying to say is it's not really the best range locations for him.
Well, especially the Hellcat coming on in as well. So we are going to see one Yoker going down. Wouldn't be surprised to see the other one. Oh, never mind. He's going to fall back instead.
Yeah.
And with that, the Germans have given away pretty much all of their vehicle hitting force here. Panzer IV to the south is going to trade shots ineffectively with that Sherman dual drive tank. And I would be surprised if we didn't see at least the death of the 223.
Yeah, that thing is definitely, yeah, it's down. I mean, the 50 cal would probably kill it too. And yeah, I mean, Panda 4s are usually good, but not running out of a short 75mm gun.
35S goes down as
Yeah,
well. I think it's a Sherman who took that out. And there is not much left here currently
no.
for the German side of things.
No, I mean, those Shermans have just cleaned up shop on the flanks, and Lenny just hasn't been able to get enough anti-tank or adequate anti-tank to really deal with those Shermans. And the town's now, he hardly has any foothold in there, or any, like, any time to actually try and take it. And, yeah, this isn't good for Lenny at all. But it is
The
a
FU
phase.
Seafire, by the way.
Yeah. This is a phase, yo. 21st Panzer. They still have B and C to go to. And once it's B, the Agion really does lose a bit of momentum just because economic difference. I mean, that's a 40-point difference in B phase. But he's pushing through. He's gaining lots of ground. Oh, it's going to be a little bit tough. I think Lenny's just trying to save up for some proper anti-tank right now.
Okay, you tell me. Are we going to see the confetti party today or no?
I want to see confetti party.
I'd like to see some funfetti as well, but I'm not sure he's really going to invest in it right now. There's just a handful of German units left.
Yeah, it's not really worthwhile. I mean, we got, like, on the map, we got a supply truck, the German Katusha, 2 half-tracks, and a command squad. It's not much when it comes to a German front line.
Yep, and the Wielfach Werfer is going to die in a second. Those lorries are going to take him on out.
Oh, yeah. And, oh, no, the rocket run. Double kill.
God.
Oh.
And it just went from being okay to just hellacious.
That was, damn. I mean, what, the planes, the real good plane play from Lord Agion, and this is a real tough
P4s.
comeback.
It's P4 time. We got 2 coming to the north. A Befehler and a rather vetted up one otherwise already.
Yeah, I've got the Panzer IV G. And if he can knock out the Sherman, he's going to be able to clear up the flanks. That's all he has to do.
That's right. Send him back to 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Yeah.
That's a kid's joke for you guys. You don't have young children. You may not understand, but it's a good movie anyway. So,
yeah.
Young at heart, I like to say. Yes.
But yeah, the Morris is running around, getting some side shots on the half.
Wow, bouncing. Okay, that is shocking for me.
Oh, and
Who killed? That's good. Yeah. All right, here begins the reaping of British forces here.
Yeah, and hopefully he can try and clear up these flanks now. We are seeing funfetti. We have funfetti coming out.
Oh, there we go. There's the OP. OP is OP.
It is, yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
The Panzer is down, courtesy of that Sherman.
And look, the Panzer IV-G, is he gonna get shot off? Oh, that was a lucky hit.
That was wounded.
A good hit, because that stopped the Sherman from being able to fire back. And if he can kill the Sherman now, that's what he needs to do. Yanni's in good spirits, but Sherman's going to be able to get a shot off. There we go.
Tracks and well destroyed. Okay, I mean, so he's falling back at least.
Has helped out a lot.
Funfetti begins, by the way.
Oh boy.
So 5 minutes. It's not going to be anything going on. That wasn't the. Oh wait, no.
I think
that's the constrained one, isn't it?
We're seeing 5 minutes, or 2 minutes at least. I
was going to say, I feel like that wasn't as constrained, but then again, my perspective here might be a little bit warped.
For those who don't know, if you choose the smaller barrage sizes for the funfetti, it's a much faster, much deadlier attack. But
no, this is that one. By the way, P4 does take on the other second lorry. There's only one lorry left here now.
Yeah.
And another vetted up P4 coming on in. So while the Germans are taking some rather annoying hits down here in the middle part of the field, the Brits have now lost a lot of their hitting power.
Yep.
Though they are still up quite significantly in the overall score here.
And this is really good for the Brits because they've managed to start B phase on the upper hand, and this is going to force the Germans to, they now have to work back up, and it gives pretty much the British a lot of leeway point rise to work on for the next 7 minutes till C. Because once C phase hits, oh boy. I mean, you don't get much in terms of infantry, but you got crocodiles and Wolverines, actual
The,
tanks, actual
I said
anti-tank guns,
the
actual
entire
points.
animal menagerie comes out. You're absolutely right
Yeah,
there.
bring groups, all that good stuff.
Well, and we do know at the same time, I think, did both Junkers go down before? No, one definitely bit the dust. I don't know about the second one.
I don't know about the second one either.
But the OP now has given his entire cause.
Mm-hmm.
He's got everything necessary. Martyr is not going to get rocketed to oblivion,
Yeah,
shockingly enough.
shocking. I mean, open top vehicle, rockets, usually not the best course of action, but taking it
I do
like a
think, though,
champ.
if you get eyes on that Sherman down to the south, he could have a field day with him.
Oh yeah, he is being strafed now by the Hellcat, which is not the best position, I have to admit.
Well, it is just the machine guns, at least. So if
Yeah,
it's 20 mil cannons, I think I'd be panicking a lot more.
yeah. And oh look, you got the Messerschmitt chasing after one of the Hellcats. You do have two Sea-Fires coming in to intercept. The Hellcat does go down, but I don't think it's Messerschmitt is going to be getting out alive, to be honest.
I don't know. I think the Seafires just turned the wrong way here.
Yeah, but the Sea-Fires are they're quite a bit
Oh,
faster.
hypotenuse. Never
Yeah.
mind. There we go. It's so close.
Nope.
Never mind. You're absolutely right. There you go. I was thinking 3 more seconds, he would have had it. P4 has an internal fire, by the way, courtesy of those tank busters.
Does that actually show anything for the internal fire?
It just an internal fire on it. I didn't actually get close enough to it, unfortunately.
Okay, that makes sense because the fire is inside, but I wouldn't know.
If we could see fire on the outside, I'm not sure those crew would be alive on the inside.
That's a good point. At the same time, I wouldn't want to have a fire anywhere near me if I was in a tank. I mean, napalm and tanks doesn't really go well together.
True, I've seen
Molotovs.
Safe and Pepper, Ryan. Russian tank defense? Ugh.
Oof, yeah. I mean,
Fun fact.
Go ahead.
Tiger tanks, 2 of them. Panther tanks, 2 of them. How many of those actually are Tiger and Panther tanks? I think 1 of those. Other than that, they're self-propelled guns. Besides the point. You were saying.
But, yeah, Panzer IV's now managed to make a breakthrough up north for some Panzer Grenadiers as well. I mean, the southern flank is still not exactly all that good for the Germans, as they have nothing in. And Mortar 1 did actually go down, by the way. And, yeah, the Germans, they just have nothing on the field, and this is really bad for them. They've lost 2 Panzer IVs up north, and he's been spending all his money on the Panzer IVs. They are making a breakthrough now, getting it back to 50-50, but it's not really a good position to be holding with, 1 Panzer IV in the middle of a field by himself.
Yeah, to me, this is the point where you look at that northernmost road that splits into that kind of chicken foot out to the west of the town.
Yep.
To me, at that point, I plop down some defenses right there, cut off the town from any kind of reinforcement from the immediate shortest direction,
Yeah.
and I start squeezing it. That's just me.
Cut off the supply line, which is exactly what we should be doing, especially in like town maps such as this and St. Mary Église. Controlling that, main supply artery and reinforcement artery into the town. It's a really valid strategy in signing it off, because if you can't break through right through a town, if you can't attack through the front, you might as well just go around the sides.
Exactly. Follow the tactical doctrine, guys. It was there for a reason. It worked for a reason.
Yep.
But we are going to see 2 mortar half-tracks coming on the 257s. Going to start dropping fire down, I would think, pretty darn quickly here. And the commanders up to the north, causing a lot of consternation among those Panzer Grenadiers.
Yeah. And he really
those things are powerful.
He needs to get something, just anything down south. Anything. Just for map control purposes. Because if you look down south, it's really just that one Sherman he has to try and deal with. I guess he doesn't have the points right now to really try and counter it. Oh, damn.
Interesting. He's going to go... Okay. Yes, he fires are actually... I'm surprised that those guys are firing as north as they are. I kind of expect them to hit, this forest, to start clearing the way into the town directly. He seems like he's been trying to throw himself directly at the British defenses.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to deal with that sniper squad. And the good thing for Lord Agion too is his infantry losses have been pretty much non-existent, really. And that's perfect, because Commando deck, you really can't afford to lose infantry, so having them all alive pretty much in the sea phase, and he still probably has a bunch that he can call in, is going to be great, because it's going to make holding that town much more easier when it comes to a meat grinder. if Lenny decides to attack the town.
True. True. Absolutely true. Now we actually the Gepards are being brought on in to start pushing back that air power, and it's a good
Hmm.
call right there. Although I don't think that he's tunneling on the north, like
Yep.
crazy. He's tunneling on the north.
That's a very big salient, but once the Panzer IV goes down, that's going to be a lot of map control loss, and Lord Agion will be back in the point advantage, and he still has like a 700 point advantage over Lenny, which is those are good numbers. That's a good buffer.
True. Absolutely true. And we are 70 seconds away from Phase C here.
Hmm.
So, do you think that Agion is going to be bringing in a lot of Bren groups? Do you think he's got maybe like one card just as a push in case of panic?
Probably at most, maybe one card. I mean, I've seen a lot of people with the commando decks not even bother with Bren groups. I still think it's a brilliant idea to get, as this is infantry to help you out later on.
Hmm.
But also because he has a lot of his 2-star and commando infantry still alive and in reserve, he's probably just going to be relying on them. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we, see some Churchills, some M10s, some more heavier firepower to deal with this.
P4 shooter
Yeah,
wounded. Might be a death here in just a second.
yeah.
No, he somehow lost line of sight there.
Oh, no, never mind.
There
Shaman
we go.
gets killed.
And we're back to 50-50, folks.
Yeah. And, yeah, this has been really good play from Lord Agion. He's really kept the Germans on their toes throughout the entirety of pretty much A and B.
I want to agree with you. I do.
I know, but he also managed to like stop the Germans from making any real pushes. I mean, you got one Panzer IV up north, but they've been very spread out. They hadn't had that many units concentrated. And when you think about it, in other like 21st Panzer Division matches we've watched, it's always like you have so many half tracks and light vehicles. It's so, it's such a pain to try and penetrate and destroy. Yes, in this aspect, Lenny has been really lackluster in terms of just unit density.
I think he's also not really been playing to his division's tendencies either, though, to be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, I agree. He really
He,
needed maybe like heavy AT on the flanks at the start.
well, and he kept pushing in several squads of Panzer Grenadiers right into that town. Like you said, those short range firepower for those, oh my gosh, what are they called again? The Assault Pioneers?
Yeah,
Commando Assaults.
commando suits.
Nothing to sneeze at between Sten guns and Thompsons. That's
Yup.
hard.
And satchel charges and 2-star
Exactly.
veterancy.
Exactly. You do not want to go up against these guys.
No, it's such a scary thing to fight against. Really, only thing that could is like flamethrowers and storm SS stormtroops or regular stormtroops.
Sharpshooting, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
True.
stormtroops.
Mortars are trying in vain to find their opposite number inside that town. They're finally beginning to reduce the town. But
Yep.
that's happening, guys, after, what, 20 minutes of gameplay? We are very much past Phase C now.
Yeah, and pretty much Germans really Lenny needs to take his flanks, and he needs to take him now. He has the units to do it, but he just needs to be aggressive. I mean, down south he's got 222 moving through. If he can kill that Sherman, that's gonna be good. But he has nothing really to kill the Sherman, which is a bit of a shame.
You mean that when he's sacrificing that 222?
Yeah, sacrificing a 222. I think he's gonna be able to get out, just barely, which is lucky.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose that's true.
But yeah, it's just very lackluster play. I'm wondering if he's just saving up for King Tiger. I hope he isn't, because a King Tiger won't save you now, buddy.
Well, not in this town at all.
This is,
Ugh.
yeah, no. What he should do is get a King Tiger and bring it into the town. That is a very solid strategy.
Even with the tank busters that are right there?
I don't know. I mean, it just really scare the British.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic right now, and it's killing me.
I was
Oh,
making
thank
fun.
God.
Yeah.
Martyr 1, by the way, he does give his life for the cause. He does go down, and in fact, as a martyr. Focke-Wulf is...
Damn, those sea
Yep.
fires were right on his butt. Like that was some sick
Jeez.
turning. And this
Flak
is
20s are still not doing anything. They're tickling him, but I don't... Do you think maybe the Flak 20s need a slight buff to their suppression?
I think that power is pretty fine. I just think the Gepards are a little bit overpriced.
Okay.
Like 55 points maybe, but
We're going from different directions on that. Okay.
I think power rise they're pretty fine because at the end of the day it's just an autocannon really. It's not like it's not
Well,
like a 37 or 40 mil.
well, remember when they put the whole bit out on air power? People complained about how much suppression they were giving out in the first place.
Hmm.
I don't know. Before that, of course, you had any kind of anti-air, and it was firing off basically fireworks at air power.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like the Allied anti-air is so much more effective than the German stuff. It feels like. I mean, maybe outside the
Uh,
Flak 88.
I would. I mean, the Flak 88 is really like the important German anti-air unit, and that's what really diverge it from the Allies.
True. True,
Because
that is
like
fair.
the Bofors is pretty decent, same with like the M15 and M16, but the Allies it really just relies on getting like a lot of small guns. While the Germans, I mean, a lot of their decks have 88 millimeters available, and you really want to have 88 millimeters and like flak, the the quad barrel flak guns essentially, and flak 37s to do the job.
Counterexample,
Yeah.
though, try Polstons and the Crusader.
Yeah, okay, those are pretty good, but at the same time, they only 800-meter range. Like, for example, Canadian Daggers gets a lot of really good anti-air units in terms
Mm-hmm.
of firepower. It's all 800-meter range, which is pretty terrible,
True,
in
true.
truth, as you don't have that range. And yeah, extra 200 meters on the Flak 88 makes a huge difference. And yeah, goes another German player playing
The
those.
Seafires are just devastating.
Yeah, those are yeah, just. I mean, Seafire isn't like a great fighter, but because he keeps bringing up in pairs of twos, and the Germans don't even bringing up planes in packs of run, they've been doing a damn good job. And
Koenigsegg.
Rye, Rye,
Because when you're
Rye.
in this position, you must have the God Machine. So you pray to the Emperor, and he sends out his Titans to help save you.
Oh, Rye.
Well, hey, don't worry. He's also bringing some infantry along with it.
Phew, phew. Okay, at least there's something to cover it, but
Oh, jeez.
he needs to get a lot of ground in a pretty decent time. I don't think one Tinker is going to exactly help. I mean, he's going to be able to knock out the tanks down south, but if he's smart, he's just going to fall them back. And with the air power, yeah, Agion has, and also the ability to get 17-pounder anti-tank guns. And then, look, we got the pain train coming in already.
Oh, jeez.
Hellcats.
And the Seafires,
Yeah.
they want to just pin that thing to the ground,
Yeah.
and they will do so.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're going to the flak. Okay, the pack is actually gone. But that Koenigsegg gets some of those Kai ministrations as well.
Yep, and just I mean, it's also like the one problem with 21st Panzer is that you kind of have to get the Koenigsegg in a sense because all you have is like Panzer IVs and Shermans, and you kind of do want to have, like a heavier tank where usually a Tiger or Panther is a much better purchase.
Mm-hmm.
But in this situation, really, just that's 3 minutes of saving to get something that isn't really going to save him.
Well, it's not going to be as impactful. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
exactly. It's going to take way too long to really make much of a difference. And look, the Crocodiles and Sherman, they do what every smart player does when they encounter a Tank Tiger. They just hide. They hide
Flee.
behind a hedgerow. Right? I'm not going to keep my tank in the open for you to shoot me. What do I look like? An idiot?
French? Sorry. To our
It's
French
like-
viewers out there, I must say, oh my gosh, I can't even think of what I'm supposed to say.
Oh,
there.
whatever. But anyway,
Je suis... J'ai désolé. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. We good to
but King Tiger,
go. Sorry, let's
he's
get back
just-
to that. You're right.
he's gonna slowly make some ground, but once you get round to the hedgerow areas, it just takes way too long to try and clear it. And we've got another bombing run, and honestly, I just think Gion's just gonna be able to keep it perpetually stunned.
True.
Yeah, I mean,
True.
like, almost got the stun up here, and eventually, if you drop enough bombs on a King Tiger, it usually dies. And
That's
I
true.
mean-
I haven't tested that myself,
It
but
does. It does. It's every single unit has a hidden HP value. Actually, and,
Okay.
you can kind of tell by zooming in and looking at how damaged unit
It looks
is.
okay.
But if you shoot a King Tiger enough with HE ammo, it will eventually die. But you know, it takes quite a bit to knock out a KT.
As well, it should.
Yeah, as well it should. But once you knock it out, it's usually a very huge boon.
Also true. Also very, very true.
Yeah.
We are seeing those quad barrel with the 20 mils on those. Yep. Quad barrel 20 mils coming on in. And I like, again, the amount of suppression these guys do, but
Yeah.
by the same token, they're putting so many shells in the air, they have to.
Yeah. I mean, 420mm is better than Roncon.
Oh, of course, of course. But if that's true, the HE value shouldn't be 15. It should be what? 24. It should be 4 times of it, right? I'm not sure if that really makes sense. I'm just doing some, some simple maths
I see
there.
where you're coming from.
He's looking to put up a huge amount of anti-air blanket, which seems a little bit belated considering what he's lost so far already.
Yeah. I mean, with this anti-air blanket, he's going to be able to stun up the planes, but probably after they've done the damage. So...
Oh, wait. One Seafire could finally go down.
Maybe.
Kill the Seafire.
Nope.
Never mind.
If you had a Flak 88 con.
That's true. Actually, it's exactly true.
Yep.
Hellcat coming on in, steers that Königstiger again. Rockets don't do a whole lot, and he continues to laugh and just keeps moving on forward. Both Bofors have gone down, which means that Crocodile and the Churchill are now cowering behind those trees.
Yeah. Oh, Brumba.
I was like, Grumbling Bear.
There we go. There we go. I mean, it's not going to be great in this, tank fight area. Probably much better utilized in the town, but this is kind of good for the Germans now. They've got somewhat of a control of the flanks. Never mind, they kind of lost their Panzer IV.
You were watching that too?
Yeah. And,
Oy vey.
I think Lenny just got really beaten up early on, and it's been fighting an uphill battle ever since. Those Sherman plays and no phase just devastated him, absolutely devastated him.
I realized the kind of monkeying around he would have to do to get in there, but I would have liked to have seen one of those anti-air platforms, the quads or the single cannon, was close enough to start suppressing the infantry in that town.
Yeah, the problem with that town, especially in that angle, is that it's all
Trees.
very choke pointy in trees, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not great for fire support. I mean, these commando assaults have been here since A phase essentially.
Yep,
and
they all
it's
have
been
been
holding it because it's been a choke point. Anything
all the
close,
infantry there has been there since A phase.
Exactly.
All of that infantry.
Hey, I haven't seen a single Royal Marine or Fusilier squad at all.
You don't need to bring him in. You don't have to replace what you don't lose.
I know, and this is nuts. I mean, it kind of makes sense because Lenny realizes town bad idea, and Lord Agion doesn't really need anything else on the flanks. Maybe I see a Fusilier squad or commando squads would help out on the flanks a bit, but oh look, the King Tiger stunned up, and the Churchills are going to try and get the kill.
Well, Wolverines are in the area. They're going to start chasing it. Yeah, oh my gosh, those guys, of course, our guys are zippy fast. 63 on the road.
That's almost a side shot, but
well, he's getting in nice and close first. That's a good call.
Yeah, but
as much as it grieves me to say it.
But this is exactly what happens when you get a King Tiger. You get stunned up, the tanks all pop out, they do their damage, and then once you bring the King Tiger back up, everything just hides.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't get anything done if your opponent, like Agion, for example, is just bombing and stunning the hell out of you constantly. And we got all 3 Wolverines being brought out from Agion. He really wants to try and clear up his southern flank and deal with the King Tiger. There goes the bear.
True. Thank God there's no lions, because I'd be really depressed to be lions and tigers and bears all going down. Oh my. Yeah. Martyr's coming on in. Actually, to the north, we finally see Pigran does go and get a nice little kill onto that Churchill. Does pay for it with his life, though, but at least he didn't burn to death.
Yeah. I mean, cost-effective kill. Cost-effective kills.
But I think this is the end of the circus.
Yeah. I mean, that King Tiger's
just too much there.
Fall back to a relatively well defensive spot.
Mm-hmm.
Will this bomb and run finally kill it?
It's coming short.
No, damn, he's...
Okay, so it wasn't short, but
no.
One of the Wolverines does go down. Martyr grabbing himself a kill? No, it was actually that Panzergren again.
Yeah, good.
Fire again, boys!
Good again.
Or not.
Good
I thought
kill.
they were close enough for it, but not quite. Martyr might get the Wolverine in turn, though. Yep,
Damn.
that's two Wolverines. Oh, another Pigran just close enough to come out behind the Wolverine. Don't think it's going to happen.
And good thing he had that Morden and Panzer Grenadier nearby, because they really capitalized on Agion getting a little bit cocky down south with his tanks.
Exactly true. Tracks and wheels damaged in both the Churchill and the Crocodile.
Mm-hmm.
Destroyed, never mind.
Yeah, he's
Going nowhere.
he's not moving. I mean, the tracks and reel have been damaged twice, so... Oh, they've been destroyed and then damaged,
Yep.
okay. Or damaged and then destroyed. Which is, that's not good.
Yeah, I would tend to think that's probably pretty much a no bueno kind of idea. Now, we
They're
are going
putting
to
us a pillbox.
at long last, we are going to see some infantry coming on out from the Brits.
Oh, wow. That's, I mean, he kind of needs it. And
Yeah,
some
no,
17
yeah, I mean,
pounders.
I know he needs it, but
He's doing so well, yo, considering he's such an infantry-focused deck. He's only now he's actually buying proper infantry reinforcements.
AT guns, officers, more
Yep.
AT guns, more infantry.
I think he just realised there's 5 minutes left, and might as well just get what I can.
Well, he's still up, what, 900 tickets?
Yep.
Oh, Crocodile buys it.
Yep.
Beautiful shot from the Königstiger, but does that justify the cost? I would still say no.
No, I mean, no. No, and he hasn't managed to gain nearly enough ground. He pretty much just managed to equalise the, like, territory loss.
Now, Royal Marines finally being brought on in, the troops you thought we weren't going to see, perhaps.
Yeah, but reduce CM, thank God.
Indeed, but we're seeing one Pigran squad holding off an entire army of them.
For now.
True. I mean, the numbers will eventually tell.
Yeah.
But officers going down before they even get out, and 76 mils, there's a surrender.
And it's that's a good Panzer. That's actually a pretty good placement, because the 17 pounders were forced to evac. He really shouldn't have arrested the 17 pounders, being entirely honest. But nonetheless, they're going to be forced to slowly move to the front line and then employ, instead of, you know, just getting them right at the start.
And right now we're seeing that point where I, again, would love to see that knifing attack from that northern side of that bulge. The southern knife in as well. I mean, you have to know your opponent is just starting to throw down as much anti-tank as possible along these main roads, so you have to go where they're not.
And Royalist King Tiger, no. It's not going to die. I've spent a lot of rocket and bombing runs. I mean, if you zoom in, it's very, you can't really see much of that paint job anymore.
Well, that's called camouflage, so. No, but you're right, he is smoking a little bit, but I'm not sure if that's because of the dirt from around him or what.
Yep.
Paint train.
Paint train.
Martyr. 3 sea fires. Oh my
god. And then
god.
we got a bombing run on the King Tiger again. It's funny, right? There we go.
Oh my god.
There we go. It only took like 4 bombing runs and like 4 rocket runs, but
even more than that.
Even more. But the King Tiger finally goes down. Ryder is actually about to make some progress, and is the whole antithesis of the King Tiger.
So, how do you actually use that and then hit other areas instead?
Like draw fire?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's gonna go and just completely focus on this Königstiger. All right, I'm gonna mash troops in the north and just blitz him.
Yeah.
That would have been a brilliant decision.
Because I mean, look at north. Like, you are completely right, Khan. There's nothing here. He's been focusing everything down south, and you know, you just maybe get like some few light tanks and some Panzer Grenadiers and half tracks to try and break through up north. As you got that King Tiger just taking, you know, hell in the south.
Yeah.
You definitely a good play, but I think both sides have just resorted to tunnel vision. For Agion, he can definitely do that because he's got the point advantage, and I mean it's pretty easy for him now as it's just no King Tiger, it's all Panzer forts, which are very easy kills.
Indeed. In fact, I don't think I've seen a whole lot of leadership from Lenny's troops. We have one peak run squad who's been there since practically the beginning. Officer, that is. And other than that, not that much.
No, not that much either, really. I mean, no. I mean, he got a 2-3-2, but I think he's been losing a lot of his leader unit chat try.
More Shermans being brought on in. This is just an FU at the end. 76 mils. The Shermans. I mean, this game I think is pretty much over.
Yeah, he's pretty bad at this point. I mean, losing that King. I mean, yeah. And it really just comes down to that early Sherman play, pretty much killing all the German units on the map,
Hmm.
forced Lenny to start back from square one, and that just hindered him throughout the entirety of the match. Because once B faced it, he just did not have much of a force to really take advantage of it.
I do want to make a quick call out. So, Commander Tank Busters in the northern side, those guys who have also been there since the beginning of the
Yep.
game, use
Oh,
their last two Piats, take out a P4. Just before that, they took out a Gepard.
that's.
And they also stressed out the other P4 super, super amounts.
Mhm.
Um, so, as much as we malign the Piats, again, in the hands of the Brits, the Red
The
Devils, I mean,
tank
have just.
busters.
Exactly.
And then in the hands of tank busters, they got 8 accuracy instead of 6, which
And
is
they have
pretty
so
good.
many Piats. I mean,
They got
theoretically, you would
2.
have to eventually hit it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's too bad he ran out of ammo because he could have killed the other one. But I'm definitely looking forward to see the kill list without single PM man.
I think he got 4 kills throughout the game. I might be wrong.
That's worthwhile.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean,
That's
what are they again?
really
Like a
worthwhile. Yeah,
20 points? I want to say 20 points, aren't
30
they?
points.
30 points. Thank you.
20, my bad, 20. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then my memory's not completely
I
shot. Good
got
to
yeah.
know.
It's just a Panther Strike shot of 30.
Marta goes on down to 20 mils. That's the perils of being an open top vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Those
And
Gepards, one of them who's still alive, is still a little bit too far back.
yeah.
All right, I think it's fair to say that Lenny kind of lost this for himself here.
Yeah, he lost all momentum early on. And that was really a shame. He just did not have anything to deal with that early Sherman play.
Well, that's going to be it there, folks. So, minor victory over here in favor of our very, very noble SSB. So, 1487,
Just
870.
look at history.
Well, I'll say look at the KD for that matter.
I know.
Oh my god.
Look, the history is it's just red units. Both Stukas go down at the same time, essentially.
Yes, well, they
And
came in, they tried to bomb that northern
yeah,
Sherman and got wrecked by, I won't say the Hurricanes.
yeah. So Lenny had 2 kills on A phase, both really jeeps. That's it. That's all he managed to kill on A phase.
Yeah.
And he lost so many, like all these light vehicles and infantry are usually much better shooted when they're actually alive.
Yep.
Yeah. And then B phase is a bit more back and forth. He gets a few good kills here and there. And then he knocks out like 2 Wolverines and 3 crocodiles right next to each other. But it just
That's
wasn't
it,
enough at
though.
that point. Now that was really his great shot. And now the tank busters.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tank Busters got 3 good kills and then half track.
Yeah, that was definitely worthwhile, yeah. And it's pretty spread out. Seafire knocking out like 5 planes. Or, okay, 4 planes, my bad.
Almost an
Almost an
instant
ace.
ace. Well, 2 ground kills, so
2
we'll,
ground
we'll call
kills.
it 5
We
total.
call it an ace, yeah.
Exactly. Instant
And,
ace.
yeah, looking at the losses, it's, King Tiger killed like a bit, and it definitely paid itself off point rise. But
But I think opportunity cost, I think it would have been better to invest in the infantry and invest in that last little bit that he was calling in the last, 2 minutes of the game?
it's probably better for him to, like, get, in hindsight, a Pack 43, and then, like, maybe, like, a
Ooh, yeah.
Panzer 4, and then some infantry.
That's very true.
Because the King Tiger, it's like 350 points at King Tiger. You can buy so much stuff for 350 points.
Yeah, you can buy pretty much all your infantry with 1 card. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you can. It's a lot of spending money when you really think about it, and it's much better to have a bunch of like Riku units spread out, yeah, and one really big fat unit. Yeah, it's just
A
just
bullet
going to be
magnet.
taking all the bullet magnet exactly, and that is the main problem with the King Tiger.
I have to say, by the way, so that Panzer 4G, the taking out all 3 lorries and
Yep.
then the Sherman, I did a quick call out for him. He stopped that northern advance early
Yep.
on, but it was a
He-
+4 at that point. It was just it was insane.
Yeah, he was definitely a straight G.
One other call I do want to make. We were talking about how little infantry the Brits went down. Only 4 squads died.
Yeah, that's really
That's impressive.
really impressive for the Brits. Wow.
And looking at it too, when did they die? Well, one of them died at 35 minutes.
Yep.
One died at 26 minutes, and the other 2 died at 15. So he didn't lose any infantry the first 15 minutes.
That's ideal commando play.
That's
ideal.
fantastic commando play.
Yeah.
So wow. Wow, guys, that's how you play commandos on a clearly commando map. But
Yep.
nevertheless, let's not diminish how well he did there.
Yep.
That's gonna do about for me, Ryan. How about you?
I'm good.
Sounds great, folks. Thank you so much for tuning on in for another beautiful, beautiful match. If you haven't seen the other matches we posted this week, trust me, there's some real nail biters going on there. Um, but this has been Con Ulrich.
I'm Ring Roo. Take it easy.